Hey everybody, it's Brooke. It seems like it's been forever since I've done a fauxbo flip. Junk journal flip. Fauxbo junk journal. Whatever you call it. My daily journal. And I think it has been, actually. I have been not great at keeping up with it this summer. But what can you do? You do your best, and then you move on. So this is actually a July flip, and this is my big fatty grocery bag junk journal that I am using for my fauxbo for July, August, and allegedly September, but I don't know if it's going to fit in there, so we'll see. But at any rate, I thought we'd do a flip of July, or a flop, because July was sort of a flop. Started out really well, and then I don't know what happened. I just got a bunch of notes and photos, and nothing stuck in, so here we go. Off we go to the races. So this is July. I still have the inside pocket on my grocery bag journal and just have little doodads stuck in there to use if I feel like it. These were the dates that I was using, and they're from Courtney at LittleRavenInk. I am a Patreon, or I was a Patreon, so I have all these cool printables from her, and I'll ask the nice old man to link her down below because she does beautiful things. But again, these are just some scraps of paper I used to make pockets for these cute little stickers that I made from her printables. So that's what all these guys are, to remind me to use them. So that is the first page. There's July, obviously. And this is so fat, it's going to be tricky. So on July 1st, I just did some painting on the background and some stenciling, and just made a big crazy background and used one of the stickers from Courtney. There's a picture of my brand new niecey. Isn't she so cute? And that's my nephew, her dad. And you can see where I did the dates up here and then had just wrote in the weather and everything. This was Monday the 2nd, and the page itself was a ledger page. That one's not vintage, but I did a little watercoloring on the background, cut out some various things to make scallops to do these layers. These are different scrapbook papers, like lightweight paper, and I just cut out scallops from scraps and glued them down. This is a picture of Victoria's new shoes. Aren't they hysterical? Jelly rainbow platforms. And yes, the platform is foam. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that, so that's pretty funny. Then this page is the other side of that ledger page, and I just have my notes of the day on a Post-it. I stuck in a page from a Saturday Evening Post, just glued it onto the ledger. Here's my date. Victoria had gotten some My Little Pony fabric, vintage fabric, from Etsy, and was making some clothes, so I made a little fabric ruffle there and stuck it down. And then I used security envelopes to tip in these pictures of her sewing and her finished skirt with the My Little Pony fabric, which she does that without a pattern. I don't get it. I cannot sew without a pattern. She's hysterical, and it looks so cute on her. Next page was the 4th of July, so I actually used the quilt top, one of those blocks. I had posted it as a printable freebie on our Facebook page, but I used the actual fabric to make the page, and put on a glassine bag with journaling on it, used a little red ticket and a sticker. Here's a picture of Spike taking a swim because, oh man, was it hot. The poor little thing could barely breathe. So we sent him floating around in the pool. He enjoyed that. Then I used that, the fabric is actually stitched onto an envelope, another security envelope that I made a pocket out of. So inside the pocket was a tag that was a Facebook memory, and there's that with some journaling on it. And I made a charm out of a beer bottle cap that Mark was drinking. I don't know if you can see that. It was really cool. So I just punched a hole in it, and inside it says raise hopes, not fears. And I put a jump ring on it and just a little bit of bling and made a tab, because that's where we were in 2016 on Monhegan Island, chillaxing and watching the fireworks from our porch. I like the Facebook memories. Those are fun. So here I just put a little tip in of the weather, because it was even hotter here than it was at Elizabeth's house in Miami. Another one of those Courtney Diaz printables, and some watercoloring and dots in the back. The next page was just, I don't even know what it was made out of. Oh, vintage. It's like a vintage scribble sheet. It was a pad that I found at the thrift store. So I used that as my base page, did some Zentangling on it, did my journaling. I was making Snuggies, so I cut out a piece from the Sugar Skull fabric, and there was a little scrap of zipper left, and then I made a yo-yo out of sari silk and put some bling in it. 7th, well, you can see I didn't get that far, nope, but I do have some journaling, and I have a photo of some friends at a party we missed. And then on the 8th, the background was a piece of vintage music, and there's our date, and again, the journaling is just on a Post-it note, and there's a picture of Mark out in the garden with Spike. I hadn't been feeling well, so we didn't get very far. And I have a little fortune cookie piece that I want to add on there. And maybe I'll go back and do it, and maybe I won't. Maybe it'll stay like that forever. You never know. The 9th, again, just notes. Nothing much going on. I have a label from a bottle of beer that Mark drank that I just liked, and so I floated it around in the pool until the label came off, and that works, in case you need to know. And the sticker from a spool of thread that I had used up. And here's Olivia starting her medical terminology class. And there's another Facebook memory from 2010, I think. Just the girls body surfing down at the beach. They sure look different now, boy. July 10th, again, didn't get very far. I have a paper clip that I made out of the My Little Pony scrap that I had left. I have the notes. I have the envelope from some Happy Mail that I got. And this is the background paper that was just scrapbook paper, I think. And I had started a collage, and that's absolutely as far as I got with that. And so I will clip that back on. You can see where I'm going, where July was kind of a flop. Started out well. Definitely have my notes, but I don't, sometimes I go back, sometimes I don't. We'll see. The 11th, got my notes. Have our first garden zucchini picture. It is actually not a yellow squash. We grew golden zucchini. Here's my date sticker. Victoria and Grace went down to Cape Cod to visit Victoria's dad, and there's some pictures they sent me. The 12th, again, the background page is just a kid's book page, and I didn't get very far. Got some pictures. I went to the cardiologist, so I've got a card there, some more photos, and notes. And they're all kind of just stuck in there. 13th, hey, I did get as far as putting the date on. Got my notes here, and that's it. 14th, the page was a vintage pattern envelope, and I actually bound it in with a strip of fabric because this was pretty brittle, and I made a pocket, and there's some journaling on there with a fabric tab up on the top. 15th, oh, I actually did some journaling. There's a sticker for the date, the journaling, little bit of information, and a Tim Holtz girl collage-y thing going on. The 16th, I did another collage with some paint and some stencils and some gift wrap, and I did do some journaling on this one as well. Oh, and it looks like I stitched that. Oh, you know what? That was stitched onto the other side of the pattern envelope. So there is the other side of that. Excuse me, I have the itchiest nose. I decoupaged on some pattern paper, and then just did a little sketching and put in a giraffe, and was talking about, apparently it was raining money that day. Gosh, I don't remember that day. I wish it were. There's a picture of the downpour, but I remember that day that the rain was crazy. 18th, got my paper. It's just a tipped in book page. Got my notes on there, and a bunch of photos stuck in with, sorry you guys, the journal is so fat, it's hard to keep it flat. The page itself were 2 pages of vintage book taped together, and then it was my sister's birthday, and I just have a bunch of photos to put in. We had a fabulous time. We went down to the beach and heard some music, and took her out for lunch and some drinks, and that was a great day. But that's as far as I got with that. Here's the 19th. Again, it's the back side of that children's book page. Got the date in, got some notes, printed out some stuff that I wanted to use, and went to a new salon and got my nails done. 20th, hey, it is the back of a digital scrapbook page. Got the date, got some notes made. Here's the other, oh, this is one that I made for a kit, the digital page. Printed that out. It must have been one of my test pages. And I have the notes on there on a Post-it. There's the other side of that vintage music paper. Other side of that. Notes as far as I got. 24, I wrote things on paper. Look at me go. Drew, or started to draw an eye. Made a little tiny collage from a stamp. Did some journaling. I was trying out my Tim Holtz distress crayons on here. I do remember that. And this is that vintage scribble paper. And they weren't blending out terribly well. Notes for the 25th. The 26th, looks like I tipped in some photo pages, photo sleeves, and I have stuff to go in them, but that's about it. I got a lovely Happy Mail. And this was for the 27th on that side. Got my notes in, got something I wanted to use, but that's as far as it got. And again, the 28th, nope. Got that lovely ledger page to work on, got my notes, and that is it. This is where it gets busty again. You see, I just lost control. But it happens sometimes. At least I have my notes, so I still have an idea what was going on, and that works. 29th, nothing but notes. The 30th, I've got paper clipped right in there because the last page of the signature is this scrapbook paper. And again, the 31st, I just have notes and I have photos because that was the last day before school started for Olivia. Olivia had to go back to school, and we took the girls down to the beach to one of our favorite places for dinner. Yeah, so that was July. Yeah, fast flip, I know, but it did sort of get away from me. So there we go. We'll go into August, which came out a lot better next time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a good time. And if nothing else, I hope it showed you that, yeah, not every page gets done when you're daily journaling. Sometimes it just doesn't. If you get nothing done, that's fine. If you just get your notes written, that's fine. If you get your full-blown page done, that's awesome too. But don't stress it. Don't make it into a job. Just move on to the next day and enjoy it. So, again, if you liked the video, if you liked the journal, give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe down below. We'd love to have you. We will link LittleRavenInk down below and all the places where you can stalk us on the interwebs. And I'll talk to you guys again really soon. Thanks so much. Bye.